pretty good mail day today as I got the new Arrow Video Re-Animator Blu-ray set. And before we get to what it looks like, we figured we'd do some comparisons here to some of the older versions that have come out. As you can tell, I'm a bit of a fan of Re-Animator. I always have liked it a lot ever since I first purchased this old DVD of it back at Hastings back in the day. But we figure before we get into anything about the new release, maybe we need to compare some of the extras and stuff to the previous releases. Now, of course, I've reviewed Re-Animator a million times. It's written on the website. It's actually been reviewed recently in a Movie Night Raw video, so if you want to go back and check that out. But first of all, we'll start with the comparison of the extras. Now, if you go back in the day here to the original Anchor Bay one, you'll see all those extras, which was pretty cool for the time, I must say. Then the somewhat lackluster Image Entertainment Blu-ray came out, but it did port over most of the extras, as you can see. Then, a couple of years back, we had the Second Sight films from, I believe, England, came out with this really cool Re-Animator one, and they come out with the steelbook as well. Now, this one, as you can see here, is probably the one that will compare the most to the current Anchor Bay one, because just like the new Anchor Bay version, it contains a 4K restoration of the unrated version of the film, which every version you see here has that version that runs 86 minutes. It has the other version exclusive to the Blu-ray at the time, which does look much better, I think, than the 4K restoration, or at least it's equal footing with it. We'll say it's equal footing, although the 4K restoration does look better than the previous two that came out before it. But you can see all the cool stuff there. Everything here pretty much has a Rector Rexus documentary, and it has audio commentaries. I think pretty much the same ones, although I can't confirm it because I just got this in the mail today. But as you can see, like Bride of Re-Animator, it comes very cool packaged. There is something we'll open in a minute and show you, but if you look at the back and you read the extras, if you compare the extras to the other stuff, you'll see it's pretty much a lot of the same stuff. Although I believe Arrow did add some new stuff to it, like the Doug Bradley Spine Chillers, Herbert West Re-Animator, where Jeffrey Combs reads H.P. Lovecraft's original short story. There's all kinds of other cool things there, which you can pause and check if you want to. If you do a side-by-side comparison here, you can pause the video and look, and you can see that a lot of the stuff is ported over, although there is some new stuff to it. Now, if you go compare it to the old one, well, you may get a number of maybe some of the same stuff, but just trust me when I say this one was not a 4K restoration of the film and does not look nowhere near as good as this one nor this one, which, as you can tell, I've not opened it, but I would bet you anything that these probably share the exact same transfers. Now, that being said, let's get into the cool packaging for this one and what comes with it that sets it apart from the rest. Right off the bat, you'll notice that the Arrow version of Re-Animator does take the cake in cool points. It's a much better packaging. It looks a lot cooler than the Second Sight one did. It comes with the disc there, each version on its own disc. It comes with these cool little postcards of Re-Animator, which hopefully none of these have nude scenes. I didn't pre-check them before I did this, but there that is with the cool little syringe on the back. You also get this little booklet here as we zoom in here. Arrow's always cool about having little booklets. I'm sure that's an essay of some sort. You get the big giant slipcase, which is good and thick. But the thing about this release that I think really takes the cake and really puts it over the edge over everything else is probably the fact that you get this right here. This is the comic book version of Re-Animator, and it comes with green bordered pages. So, I mean, what else offers that out there? That right there to me is great. It kind of reminds me, I believe it was Society that had like a sequel or something in comic book form that come with it, and this is sort of like that. So I'm very happy this is here. I ain't gonna show too much of it because you need to buy it for yourself and see for yourself. But I believe nobody out there will argue with me when I say the Arrow video version of Re-Animator on this very limited edition set here is probably the one to have the epic epitome of Re-Animatorness. I'm going to make that phrase and word up right now on the spot. Would definitely be this version right here. It may not make no sense, but who cares? It's early in the morning. And this is Re-Animator, so give it a watch. Go buy it. Get it before the edition runs out, because, you know, like Bride of Re-Animator, which you can still get some copies of it, but they released another version later on that didn't have, like, the, you know, one cut of the film on it. And I'm sure later on they'll release, like, a solo disc version of this that doesn't have the other version right there on it. So there it is. What do you guys think? Do you have it already? Do you own it? It's a great film. I give it like a 4 out of 5 as far as films go, or at least that's what I'm giving it today. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. If you have seen it, if you own this, tell me what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. So peace.